Hey friends, in this video, you are going to learn how to use Thrive Architect with ConvertKit. I'm going to walk you step by step through what you need to create in order to basically have a Facebook ad go to a landing page, which then people sign up for a freebie in which you then sell on your webinar and then can create a sales page that they can land on. So it's almost like a three-step funnel. Facebook to your webinar landing page, then to your webinar, and then to your sales page. Okay, so I walk you step by step through this. I'm going to go through this exact thing so I can explain it to you in detail. All right, so first, before we even get to ConvertKit, you're going to need Thrive Architect with this tutorial. You can do it without Thrive Architect, but Thrive Architect sits on top of WordPress and it allows you to create really fancy email pop-ups and make really fancy pages. But if you're doing SEO traffic, like Thrive Architect's not the best, but for scenarios where you're actually directing them to a landing page, it's okay to use Thrive Architect. So for this video, Thrive Architect is actually really, really good for email landing pages, okay? First off, you want to create your Facebook ad. And again, this whole process is for anytime you open up your online cart or your product or a new service that you're trying to promote. So create your Facebook ad. Then what you're going to do is you're going to sell them on some sort of freebie, okay? If they get to this landing page, you're going to say, hey, this Facebook ad, go ahead and click on this button because if you subscribe on that page, you're going to get this. On that landing page within WordPress, you're going to then sell them on whatever it is that you're going to give to them for free. So whether it's knowledge or knowledge and a freebie, in this instance, you're selling them on knowledge and a freebie. Okay. After that, you want to create a thank you page for signing up for whatever it was, because you're going to use this thank you page to add into Thrive Architect. Okay. Then you're going to create a landing page on where you're going to sell people after they get to the webinar. So you sold them on Facebook. They went to your landing page. They gave them your email address. Then you actually had the webinar course, and then you're going to basically say in the webinar or whatever it is, that knowledge transfer that you're going to give them to say, hey, go to this page to buy. Okay, this is your page that they're going to buy stuff on. And then what you're going to do is you're going to create the webinar that points them back to this landing page. Okay. All right. So here's the email subscription list, and this is for ConvertKit. So in this flow, I'm going to walk you through this step by step. And again, you're going to have to do this for every course that you sell, or every time you open up the course. So in ConvertKit, you're going to want to go to sequences and webinar 000102. This allows us to kind of see in sequence, and you can view ConvertKit in different views, but I like this format better because then I can sort by name or see it in alphabetical order or by newest to oldest. So I like to see it this way. So in these webinars, so I'm selling them on a webinar so I can sell them on a course, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to create one that's called webinar 00 Facebook ads. You see this leads one right here. So this is two different traffic streams, right? This is organic. So we're going to ignore that for now, but this is the one where we're selling Facebook ads to. Okay. And then what we want to do is then send them to the pre-webinar launch. So this is to get the freebie. And then this is when we start launching our course. So we open our cart for a course or a service or a product. And then this is the email sequences that contain all of our emails after the webinar or after whatever knowledge transfer that we're doing. Okay. So what you want to do is create the page that has their download link. So this is their download link right here, okay? And then what you'll want to do after that is you'll want to create another sequence called pre-launch webinar. And so this one is after they, before your webinar, you're going to send them a bunch of emails, right? So 5 emails to remind them 2 hours and 15 minutes before the webinar start. Okay. So you want to create that. So that's step number 2. Step number 3 is you're going to go underneath the subscribers, and then you're going to want to add a tag right here, and you want to call it Facebook lead 2020 Q2 April, or whatever that year, month, however you want to organize it, because you want to see like when people got added to that I guess marketing campaign. We're going to call it a general umbrella. So when do they start wanting to be part of this campaign? And so at least you can see that, and you're going to use this a little bit later. Okay. So then after that, what you'll want to do is go ahead and create a new form and call it Facebook lead year Q2, like the same tag. Okay. So you're going to go here, go to forms, and then just create one of these, and you can also copy. All right. And duplicate. Okay. So the next time you want to create one, you can call this duplicate Q3. And all it is a first name and email address to match like what they already, what's in your form already. So I'm going to go ahead and rename this. Let's say in Q3, you're going to run it again, Q3 September. All right, save. Okay. So now, if you hit refresh, you'll be able to see it. There you go. So this is the Q2 one that we're going to look at. So after that, you create the form under automations. New automations, you're going to create a new automation, and what you're going to do is something similar to this. Okay, you're going to call it webinar leads Facebook ads 2020 Q2, and what you're going to do is in this section, right, this is going to be the form that you just created. So whatever, it's probably going to be the same name right here, Facebook lead 2020 Q2. Then it needs to point to your email sequence. Okay, and then it should add a tag of Facebook lead 2020 Q2. If you go into, let's see here. If you go into let's say Thrive Lightboxes here. I've tried to add a tag in this area and it doesn't work. I've tried and tried. I might be doing something wrong, but it's just been really weird. So if I go ahead and click on this and see if I edit this, you see how it has add tag in here? I've tried using that and it completely doesn't work. So ignore that section for now. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is then create instead the automation, actually add that for you. Okay. And then after that, you can either send them to the pre-launch sequence if you have it done. If not, that's okay. Just add them to the parent sales funnel and they'll get all of your emails from your parent sales funnel that you created. So I've asked you guys to create a email once a week to add to that parent funnel so that it's like a never ending sales funnel. Okay. So then once you do that, so we're in this section right here, back in WordPress, you're going to want to embed the Thrive Themes Lightbox that's used. So what that is this section right here. Oop. Okay. This section right here, if you click on this, and I'll go back to the online course so you can see that. If I click on this, you see how it has the thank you page in here. Okay. You want to make sure that you make a copy of that. So whatever you did here, take that link and put it in here. But if you go ahead and click on ConvertKit here, edit, you see how it has Facebook lead 2020 Q2 April. Okay, that actually comes from, I believe, your form. So step 4 here, that's where that came from. Okay, and then after that, what you'll want to do is, I put that note in there, you'll want to make sure that that's set up, hit apply, and then make sure you save work and save and preview. And then what you want to do is test it out. So I'm going to go ahead and test it out in an incognito window. So file, new incognito window. I'm going to go to your webinar landing page. Okay, this is the little button here, and you can put in your name. All right, I'm going to hit I'm ready, and then this is number 99, right? So it took me to the thank you page. Okay. All right, I'm going to go back to subscribers. I'm going to hit refresh. Okay, so 99. I'll give it just a second to kind of catch up. But what you can see is that I don't know where this comes from, so I haven't figured that out yet. But this is a segment section right here, and I believe that goes, it matches a form, but it's really weird because it really doesn't match any of the forms I linked to. So whatever, just ignore that for now. But this form section, you see how it says Facebook lead 2020 Q2 April? That is what we had the form tied to. Remember in the Thrive lead box here, let me just click on it. It matches the campaign section of Thrive Architect. Okay. Thrive Architect, the beauty of it is it melds with a bunch of different mailing systems, and so that's why some of the verbiage I think is off. But if you see how it says connection, choose your mailing list, it's like a mailing list, and this is called forms. So that's how that works. That's how that's tied into. And so then you can see the sequences that I've been added to. So I've been added to this webinar page, and then the automation, the sequences are your emails, like your email series, and then the automations that I've been added to. Okay. And if I go back to my Gmail account, I should be able to see an email shortly. There you go. And here's the email that I probably got. Okay. So there you have it. That is how you set up your email so that you can see how it added a tag there. So now the tag's added, and you have to do this for every webinar that you do. So you set this up once and then the campaign runs. Now, you have to make sure that if you want to automate this completely, go ahead and do the pre-webinar launch and put all of your emails in there, and you have to know what date this email needs to be sent out. So this one, let's see, this happens in a day, 2 hours. So you have to know when you want to turn this on, right? So if this is going live on the 22nd, so this should be going out today, and then tomorrow, and then Wednesday, right? So make sure that you calculate how early you should be opening your, you should be sending this. When you are ready to finalize this webinar launch, you need to make sure that things are in active state. And then you want to add in the automation sequence right here, like that funnel or that email sequence. That email sequence. So this is an email sequence called webinar pre-launch. You can basically add that in here. Okay. But what I would recommend is creating this sequence in here and then sending a broadcast to new broadcast. And this is from Send a Sales Coaching, right? So then this one, we would add it only to people subscribed within segments. Let's see here. Subscribe to tags. And then we could put Facebook leads add to and hit add filter. And then you can call this, let's say, email sequence, right? And then you can just send people an email directly as a broadcast instead of being part of the sequence. So if you wanted to kind of filter out and just send people an email that day, you could totally do that too. So I hope that gives you an understanding, or a high level at least, of what it takes to create email automations through Thrive Architect, as well as ConvertKit. All right, thanks guys.